Right Reverend J.O.Y. Mante. Adonting of the Ghana State, Ni Ayibonte. Also with him is the Akumaje Manche, Ni Ayikai. Also with him, the Atofo Che of the Ghana State, being the Abola Manche, Ni Ahene Nunu, the third. Also with him, Senior Wulome, if I'll just glance through, should be the clan Wulomo, Nai Wulomo, Sakumo Wulomo, and the Kole Wulomo. Also to acknowledge the presence of Numo Belenfo, the Gua Wulomo, and also the Pokwase Manche, the Ofanko Manche, and the Ayawa So Manche. Also with the Traditional Council, Your Excellency, to introduce to you the daughter of the Venerable Akwaje in the person of Justice Nayale Sarkodie, a Justice of the Commonwealth Court. Then, Your Excellency, the Venerable Sheikh Dr. Umar Nuhu Sharbutu, the Chief Imam of the whole nation. Sheikh, we salute your presence and your eminence. Also, suffice me to introduce to you the man who has been the runner of the President's vision, the road minister, venerably walking his talk, the MP for Etiwa West constituency, in the person of Honorable Kwesi Amwaku Atta, the Minister for Roads and Highways. Your Excellency, at this juncture, we shall take a display, a cultural display from the Ghana Dance Ensemble of the National Theatre. Briefly. Thank you very much, Ghana Dance Ensemble. And they have paved the way for a special traditional rite to be performed. Here to help us do this justice should be the Nai Wulomo to come and do the pouring of libation, flanked by his senior Wulome with him, the pouring of libation. Numogbelemfo also with them, Clan Wulomo, Gua Wulomo, Kole Wulomo.
Ako chamekanyame.
Chua manyaba. They were going to me. Chua manyaba. Won't be one chair, then Cheney Joe. One chair, nine about the machine. On chest, Akumo Cole. Jamojin Fan, your number, the machine, no half an effort money. One more she there could play one harm. Can hang my neck be na me how. I can lay Nutumana Tune, Agbella and Nijin Fiana. Nutuma Yaba say, no mamma fame. Niam Lalo, you know, no Agbellona, what's a film? Anya Gbele Kokomana, Afatahi. Ni Gemoni or Nam Lalana. It's a being a 20 fin, what you want yellow. Excellence and another Danko Kufadu, Numa Jolly. Jamaja do my say, we won't be a mwemi. Capsia Fena Wabra Afro Bashueno. Meneka 20 fin a jam. Bona Fenica, chairman, about one saga. Na saga na facha mafetai. Won't be wala. Won't be Shelemo, won't be Jomo. Manchamani of your fan wala. Manyamani of a woman fan wala. Mambi feni of a walafia meno. Nina gbe mi fe shidani yo wokeha kaje chele na nya ha weko afetaye ni wadashi wonda shomo kani bi kokome na ba afia wo twa no manya bla
Yo.
Thank you very much. Nai Wulomo, Numo Akwa Mensa III. At this juncture, I would want to also appreciate the presence of the Deputy Minister for Information, Honorable Fatih Abubakar, and Chief Alhaji Kabore, President of the Ghanaian Zongo Chiefs Council. Gracefully, I'd like to invite this man who's making His Excellency the President proud. They try to box him, but he gives the credit to the Vision Career, who is His Excellency the President. Your Excellency, the Regional Minister, Honorable Henry Kwate, Greater Accra Regional Minister.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Honorable Nanaya Osafo-Mafu, Ministers of State here present, His Eminence, the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Dr. Osman Nuhu Sharabuktu, Nime Name, the Right Reverend J.O.Y. Mante, Moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana and Chairman of the Council, Christian Council of Ghana. Your Excellency, I say all protocol duly observed. Your Excellency, under your able leadership and the vision that you have for the good people of this country, today we are witnessing a historic event, not only in Ghana, but I can say that in Africa as a whole. The Pokwasi interchange is the first of this kind, rather in the West African sub-region, and is arguably the most critical intersection point on the Accra-Kumasi corridor. Your Excellency, the commissioning of this interchange shows commitment of your administration with regards to the resolution of traffic and transport bottlenecks plaguing the country's major cities. This interchange has been constructed under your able leadership to ensure the maximization of national productivity through significant reduction in delays and overall travel times, improved mobility on the arterial road network with optimized safety for all road user classes. Excellency, the completion of the Pokwasi interchange is consequently a pivotal achievement in facilitating mobility and accessibility with the mitigation of the congested scenarios of commuter traffic, not only on the north-south Accra-Kumasi arterial corridor, but also for traversing traffic volumes on the east-west Awoshi-Pokwasi Kwabenya Arterial Corridor. Your Excellency, these projects, including the dualization of Atomic Kwabenya Road and construction of Causeway Ecomoc roadway, will tremendously alter and impact current and future infrastructure developments with the Ga'is, Lankwantanan, Adentan, Ayawaso West municipalities to the east and the Ga West, north, and central municipalities to the west. Your Excellency, on behalf of the Ga Traditional Council, the good people of this country, the citizenry, and of course, your humble servant, my good self, I welcome you to this program. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Honorable Greater Accra Regional Minister. At this juncture, we shall take a brief solidarity message from the acting president of the Ga Traditional Council on behalf of the people of the Ga State in expression of appreciation for this huge, first of its kind infrastructure in the whole of West Africa.
His Excellency, the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, Honorable Regional Minister Henry Quartey, members of Parliament, all protocols observed. Nime name wanyami me media fui na makwishe bie wawuro moe mimba nyefen yedo manye oba kankan wada nboshi aka keneka mene gbine ekewo mene gbine eji gadangbe fe gbijuro ke Ghana fe gbijuro ake wofen oba pe bie nu oba agbele ne edefisna na wanda wamahia nyeloshi ake nuchumo papai ni ekefo no echu ni oba sa wadaleshi kon ake ehawo Greater Accra Regional Minister Kakanlo ni echu no ni ke Ghana fe shwe ake aseni echu wamahia nyelo wanda boshi ake minister no hawo was trina near efe ehawo gafen ke ayuko twa ndo manyaba
Ni Yuradon. A hand of applause, it's Thank you very much, Ni Adote Otinto, Acting President of the Ghana Traditional Council. At this point, we shall take a brief remark on behalf of the President of the AFDB, would be the Director General for West Africa Business Development and Delivery of Service, and Delivery Office, I should say, Marie-Laure Akin Olu-Bade, Director General.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Honorable Ministers of States and Members of Parliament, District Chief Executives and Assembly members, members of the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, esteemed traditional chiefs and elders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the President of the African Development Bank Group, Dr. Akiwumi Adeshina, I'm very pleased to join Your Excellency at this very important occasion as you commission the Pognikwase Interchange under the Accra Urban Transport Development Project. It is indeed a privilege for the African Development Bank to witness this grand occasion, which marks part of the bank's support to the achievement of the country's economic and social development agenda. Your Excellency, as you are aware, the African Development Bank Group, your bank, has always attached great importance to the development of Ghana. For close to 5 decades, the African Development Bank has stood side by side with Ghana to support the country in implementing its growth and transformation agenda. Over the years, the African Development Group has committed close to $3 billion, mainly on concessional terms, to various sectors of the national economy, making it one of the most important partners for Ghana. In so many ways, the support to the transport infrastructure sector symbolizes the bank's quest for economic and social advancement of the people of Ghana and the whole of Africa at large. And this is consistent with several of our top priorities, which are integrate Africa, industrialize Africa, and improve the quality of lives of Africans. More importantly, the bank's support is in line and within the framework of Ghana's development strategy. The Accra Urban Transport Project is financed through the African Development Fund with a concessional loan of $84 million and the government of Ghana contribution of $11 million. I would like to stress that this project is perfectly in line with the bank's approach to road construction, which focuses not only on the construction of the road itself, but on reaping comprehensive development benefits of constructed road. And as such, the road that is being, the interchange that is part of the greater Accra Urban Transport Project embeds construction of several social amenities and the provision of capacity building services for communities around the road project. And we believe that this approach amplifies the benefit through ancillary facilities and the road, which contribute to the improvement of livelihood. And I will inform Your Excellency that the Fort-Chur Pokwasi interchange that is being commissioned today is the first of its kind in West Africa and second in Sub-Saharan Africa. And the project, yes, indeed, it is worthy of commendation. The project is also equipping, and I would like to focus on that, on equipping 14 basics which are constructed under the bank finance Awoshi Pokwase project with ICT labs and training. More than 10,000 students, school students, will have access to ICT training, with almost 50% of these students being girls. The project is also providing support to local women's groups with renovation of their business facilities and improving the quality of this business. This is going to benefit more than 500 women in the project vicinities, and their income is expected to increase by 10%. Your Excellency, we are indeed very pleased to be here and to witness this event. And I would like to stress that the bank's support in the infrastructure sector in Ghana has been tremendous. And if I were to go through the various projects, in addition to the Fufulso Solar Road, which is an award-winning project in the bank, due to the integrated approach, not only the road, but all the facilities that were constructed along the road, including a brand new water treatment plant, are the way the bank does business. And of course, I would like to mention the work, in addition to the Fufulso Solar Road, the Akatsi Aflao Road, which was also financed with the renovation at the Aflao border. Of course, the Awoshi Pokwase Road today, the Teshiman Kintampo Road, but also the Akasi George Nwepe Road, and of course, many years back, the Tetekwashi Manfe Road, which dualized the road to Pedwase on the Aburi Mountains and Sawam Pass Road. So indeed, with this masterpiece today, we are continuing to support infrastructure development in Accra. Going forward, we would like to reiterate our commitment and the availability of the African Development Bank Group, your bank, in supporting the efforts of the government and people of the Republic of Ghana in addressing the country's development aspiration, as articulated in Ghana COVID-19, Alleviation and Revitalization of Enterprise Support, Ghana Cares, Ghana Beyond Aid, as well as in line with the bank's development framework. We will continue to stand by you. I will end by congratulating and thanking all those who work tirelessly to make sure that this interchange is completed for this commissioning today. Your Excellency, I know that you are a girl's dad, and I am myself the mother of 3 young ladies, and I would like to highlight that on the bank side, we had a formidable team of 3 ladies, which for the past 10 years have been responsible for the bank investment in the road sector. And I think that as we encourage young girls to embrace careers in STEM, I think that it is worthy to mention, and I would like, with your permission, to mention Lydie Euman, Mamtout Wada Senghor, and Lydia Agnoman Asher, who have overseen the bank's portfolio. These are ladies transport engineers, and I dare to say that maybe that will explain why some of these projects are completed on time and within budget. With this, Mr. President, thank you once again. Congratulations, Ayeko.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Director General. Your Excellency, it pleases me to introduce to you the Honorable Minister for Finance, Ken Oforiatta, also here with us. Here with us are some Deputy Ministers of the Roads and Highways, some MMDCs, and also the Chairman of the Hajj Board, Sheikh I.C. Kwe. Your Excellency, I witnessed the closing of the final cantilever for the 4th year. I saw his joy when the project was almost near completion. I call him the roadsman with zest, vim, and vigor. I'd like to introduce to you your Minister for Roads and Highways, Honorable Amakun Atta, MP for Etiwa West.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa, at the commissioning of this 4th-year Pokwase interchange and his associated local roads this great morning. This is obviously a significant highlight in President Akufo-Addo's exceptional administration and management of this country, so far as the road sector is concerned. The construction of this interchange became necessary to eliminate a major bottleneck on the Awoshi-Pokwase Race Junction motorway road, also referred to as A115, as per the Department of Urban Roads numbering, and the Accra-Kumasi Highway, again also referred to as N6, as per the Ghana Highway Authority road numbering. Your Excellency, the President, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important to put on record that the original contract for this interchange was a 3-tier. However, after critical value engineering exercise, which led to some cost savings undertaken by the contractor, the consultant, and the Department of Urban Roads, the government as the employer, under the leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, accepted and welcomed the revision to raise this original 3-tier interchange into a 4th-tier, as is being witnessed today. And this was accepted by government on 26 July 2019. And it was without any additional cost. Moving from a 3-tier to 4-tier interchange was without any additional cost to the government and people of this country. And this can only happen under a visionary leader, under a progressive government like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the New Patriotic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, the components of this interchange are as follows. 1, the first tier deals with the Accra-Kumasi Road. This has been constructed to a 2x2 dual carriageway with provision made for future bus rapid transport lanes in the vicinity of the interchange, including a 2-lane service road on either side of the road. In some sections, the road cross-section is up to 10 lanes. 2, the second tier ramps are for the left turn movements from Kumasi to Kwabenya and Accra to Awoshi. This level also allows for right turn movement from Kumasi towards Awoshi and from Accra towards Kwabenya. 3, the third tier ramp is for the left turn movement from Awoshi to Kumasi and Kwabenya to Accra. It also allows for right turn movements from Awoshi to Accra and from Kwabenya to Kumasi. 4, the 4th tier is for the direct movements between Kwabenya and Awoshi. We have also provided for safe crossing by pedestrians on the Nsawam Road, one under the interchange and the other at the lorry station at Pokwasi. Your Excellency the President, Name, ladies and gentlemen, a total of about 2.5 kilometers of bridges with varying cross-section has been constructed for this interchange. And during the construction, a total of 497 piles were sunk, translating to almost 8 kilometers, which works up to 8,000 meters length for the foundation works. Provision has also been made for pedestrian walkways and bus stops. 2 footbridges have been provided for pedestrians to cross the main Accra-Kumasi Road in the vicinity of this interchange. Pelican crossings have been provided on the Ayawaso and Amamori sections of the Awoshi-Pokwasi Road. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to this, almost 7 kilometers of storm drains have been constructed to prevent the incidence of flooding within the influence areas of the interchange. And I want to assure the people of this country and the people of this vicinity that steps have been taken and nobody should fear of flooding, no matter the intensity of the rainfall. Ladies and gentlemen, other safety measures, including road furniture like road line markings and signs, crash barriers, pedestrian hand-raised fences, height restriction gantries have also been provided as part of the recommendations from a road safety audit
conducted before the opening of this interchange. Let me add that it is my hope that these vital pieces of road furniture would not be vandalized and storing for scraps, as had been experienced and continue to be experienced in our country by some criminals and unpatriotic members of our society. All of us must be on our lookout for such criminals and unpatriotic people so that we can inform the police to deal with such miscreants in our society. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to assure the entire nation on behalf of the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, that this interchange has been constructed to the required standard and specification as was approved by the Ministry of Roads and Highways. And this country has value for money. The contractor is highly commended for undertaking both day and night works in order to meet these tight completion schedules of the contract. So do I commend highly our own local resident engineer, a Ghanaian, and the local consultant, also Ghanaians, that's Kwabram Bempong and Akon Consultancy Services, respectively, for their vigilance on the project site and the exhibition of very high level of professionalism. This is a clear example of what a Ghanaian can do for the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am again happy to announce that despite the project complexities and the intensity of the works, no major fatalities were recorded during the entire construction period. Your Excellency the President, a bridge maintenance section of the Department of Urban Roads has been created to sustain all year-round close supervision of all urban bridges, including this and other interchanges in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, this fourth-year interchange is a bit compressed compared to others already constructed and ongoing in our country. And as you have been informed by the earlier speaker, the representative of the President of African Development Bank, this interchange is unique. And if there is any interchange that should qualify for the accolade of Dubai interchange, it is this one, because this is unprecedented and the first of its kind. I will therefore entreat all road users to study the education campaign on the TV and the social media to be conversant with its usage in order to avoid all needless accidents. Safety has been the core hallmark of this project, and let us all adhere to the directional and all information signs. Ladies and gentlemen, I have already directed the Department of Urban Roads not to tolerate the erection of any unauthorized structure and billboards within this vicinity of the interchange. Rather, we should work and collaborate with the city authorities to make sure that we maintain the greening aspect of this interchange and flora. I would also wish humbly to advise the Municipal Assembly not to issue any permit to anybody to elect any structure within this vicinity. The day it comes up, that same day, that same structure will go down. Lastly, let me make this opportunity to thank the contractors, the consultants, the staff of my ministry and its agencies, the African Development Bank, and everybody, including our most treasured chiefs, Nime, Name, for the hard work and support which has culminated in the successful completion of this project. I thank all of you, and may God richly bless all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. At this juncture, we shall take a brief creative arts display by the young lady who won the Talented Kids in 2019. Her name is Nakiyat Sam.
His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Asana Yebiu. Eyi broni be friend, the first of its kind in the whole West Africa. Yempe yana ye pa benasi. His Excellency Oman Peyin Awo iyo kakayin wo kakabenfu. Awo iyo puti isiye. Sawahumudo, etawunswenyo, aye. Wafa opwane mana amansa. His Excellency, awunse mwanam inti wezi inyayo. Bosompo batum ayotiti wutadan. Awu pantom prom batum amenwa. Oho, awu pintin prim batum amenwa. Oho. Awo imbrikisi botum amenwa. Oho, awo asuro asaso identity odumankoma. Odumankoma. Awo iyoka tabana na wachira wudin asede. Idiya tantampana isi asasi fom wo insitin wo ha mpoda. Debiara rim umbwa na dazimbwa zizi wo rin ase. His Excellency Awo iyoja makoto kubo na misi ata baby a omiwo. Wutini ya atrowamba enson. That's all man there be ya no uchina ni be son fodo. And raba wusu aye hunwo wimi oye kuwe son. Jericho afesu wo traho impene son juugwi. Achichirane pona mi son. Inti se echichama obrda na kasa abahu. Osande ne pona biara yedakro. Inde son na yanko ponzi boriaze na oshirado. Santum frefreja. O mani rishawunantu na senyuwa wisiao. His Excellency, you are a true representation of the eagle. You soar higher, you never idle. You wobble into the sky's feather as you tame hearts forever with the soothing melodies ever from the flute of a nightingale. Constantly changing notes that sends hearts to solace. Your personality is still evolving. Your tenacity cannot be mistaken for revolutionarism. As you do, you train your stars on above the thick clouds. Clouds are divine progress, growth, excellence, and true professionalism. His Excellency, your hands are as soft as the sparkling wool. Giving is in your genes. Lifting up of the destitute is your prime goal. Your smile glows and brings life into the sunken eyes of the forsaken soul. The sparkling skies bear witness to your soft heart, which yearns to see human mankind live in absolute love and pursuit for common good for all. You are misunderstood and sometimes denigrated and subjected to scorn, but you conquer them all. For in their conscience, they know that you always stand tall. Your heart is bruised and sent you into quagmire when you see the sufferings of the masses. You always yearn to see a world of equity, a world where the downtrodden will be lifted up by those who have it. Your heart is as soft as the effigy of love. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Awa Samarani de. Love conquers and surpasses all. His Excellency, today we are all witnessing this great initiative of this program. His Excellency, Aye Binti Nawafro, Aye Buafo. His Excellency, Kasa, 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 na woman Aye Prado Te. Nara Asi.
Wonderful display. Nakiat Sam, her name is the winner of the Talented Kids 2019. And there I could see the Pokwase Manye, Na Kloka Deswa the Fourth, happily gazing at the splendid performance of this young lad. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to hear from the man whose vision we are beholding today, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana and the National Chief Imam, Greater Accra Regional Minister, Member of the Council of State, the Senior Presidential Advisor, Minister for Roads and Highways, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of State, Chairperson and members of Parliament's Select Committee on Roads and Transport, Member of Parliament for Trobu constituency, the representative of the President of the African Development Bank, the Chief Director and officials of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, Simpe Manche, the Acting President of the Ghana Traditional Council, Pokwase Manche, Nime, Name, Wulomei, members of the Diplomatic Corps, residents of Pokwase, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. On Tuesday, 3rd July 2018, the then Senior Minister and now Senior Presidential Advisor, that distinguished public servant, the Honorable Yao Safo Mafo, at my bidding, cut the sword for the commencement of construction of the Pokwase interchange to help solve once and for all the nightmare endured for several decades by commuters within and outside this vicinity. 36 months later, and in the midst of a global pandemic, which has brought major disruptions to virtually every facet of our lives in Ghana, as elsewhere, the project has been completed. And I'm happy to join you today for the commissioning of the 4-tier Pokwase interchange. Excuse me. The first of its kind in Ghana, the first of its kind in West Africa, and the second of its kind in Africa. It is important to put on record that the original contract design was for a 3-tier interchange. However, through efficient management by my government, the interchange was modified to a 4-tier structure within the same contract sum. Indeed, 289 million United States dollars has been used by the Akufo-Addo government to construct 3 interchanges, that is at Pokwase, Obechebilamte, and Tamale, as opposed to 260 million United States dollars being used by the Mahama government to construct just the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. These are further examples of the fact that we in the New Patriotic Party are good protectors of the public purse. This project involved the construction of the 6.5-kilometer Awoshi to Pokwase Road, an interchange at the intersection of ACP Junction to Awoshi to Insawam Road, 2 footbridges, the widening of the Insawam Road by some 2 kilometers, drainage works, the provision of street lights, and the construction of 12 kilometers of town roads. It also involved the rehabilitation of the Bobiman Women's Group Center to train women in pastry, bread, soap, and bead making. The rehabilitation of the Manchie Gari factory for the processing of cassava into gari and starch. The protection of the 3-hectare Goa sacred forest, and the provision of ICT labs for 14 basic schools, which will help train some 10,000 basic school children within the Ghana North, South, Central, and West municipalities with knowledge in information and communications technology. The completion of the Pokwase interchange is an integral part of comprehensive measures put in place by government to address the issues of congestion in urban centers and to help improve travel times on major arterial roads. To this end, the following interchanges are being constructed. A, Phase 2 of Obechebilamte interchange. Work on the north-south viaduct to link the Ring Road West to the Central Mosque at Abusu Okai is progressing steadily and is 15% complete. The works are expected to be completed in 2022. B, Tamale interchange. This is the first interchange in the northern part of our country and is 73% complete. It will be completed by the end of this year. C, the PTC roundabout interchange in Takrade, for which work will commence next month in August. This will be the first interchange in the Western region. D, the Nungwa interchange, which is part of the La Beach Road completion project. Road works are progressing steadily, and the contractor has since commenced the piling works for the interchange. E, the Ajingrano overpass, whose ongoing works will be completed by the first quarter of 2022. And F, the Tema motorway interchange, for which phase 1 has been completed and is being used by motorists. Construction of the second phase of the interchange will start before the end of this year. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the construction of interchanges, government has embarked on a number of projects to improve urban mobility in the country to help reduce travel times in our roads. These include the construction of some 1,200 kilometers of asphalt overlay throughout the country in my first term. Beneficiary cities include Accra, Kumasi, Tema, Cape Coast, Sekondi, Takoradi, and Hohoe. In Accra, some of the areas that have benefited include Wejagbawe, Dansomai, Aboso Kai, Osu, Adentai, Bubuasi, Sakumono, and Mimpiasem. The Thermosteel Works Road, the only concrete road to be constructed by government since the Accra-Tema motorway, has also been completed. Similar works are also being undertaken within the Tema Industrial Enclave. Dualization of the Nanakrom Road and traffic management works on the East Legon and Zingano roads aimed at improving travel times within that corridor are 52% complete. The Commercial Roads and Drainage Extension Project, which includes the dualization of the Lake Road and lining of the Seaside River Drain in Kumasi, is 75% complete. And the Teshi Link Road, popularly referred to as the Lekma Road, is 90% complete. Rehabilitation work on the Asin Fosu to Asin Praso Highway is currently ongoing, with that of the Agona Junction to Takwa Highway beginning shortly as the contractor is mobilizing to go to site. Construction of the dualization of the Sekondi Adiambra roads in Sekondi Takoradi in the Western region will begin next month in August. I'm happy to inform you, fellow Ghanaians, that between 2021 to 2024, the Ministry of Roads and Highways has programmed to undertake the construction of 1,500 kilometers of asphalt overlay. In my inaugural address to Parliament on 7th January this year, I declared 2021 as the second year of roads. The implementation of this declaration is firmly on course. Ladies and gentlemen, the construction of the Pokwase interchange has resulted in the provision of some 4 hectares of prime urban space underneath the interchange, which has to be put to good use to the benefit of the country. I urge the hard-working Minister for Roads and Highways, the Honorable Kwesiam Wakwata, the Member of Parliament for Atiwa West, under whose brilliant supervision this interchange has been constructed, to liaise with the Ghana North Municipal Assembly to develop this prime land to befit the status of the interchange. On behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I express sincere appreciation to the African Development Bank, who jointly provided funds with government for the execution of this project. The bank, under the outstanding leadership of the great Pan-Africanist, Akiwumi Adesina, continues to be a strong vehicle for the realization of the aspirations of the African peoples. The contractor, Messrs. Zhongmei Engineering Group Limited, the supervisors, Messrs. Associated Consultants Limited, and the Department of Urban Roads, the implementation agency of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, are also to be warmly congratulated for bringing us to this day. A hearty aiko goes out to all of you from a grateful nation. Let me, in conclusion, insist that the Ministry of Roads and Highways must ensure the proper maintenance of the Pokwase interchange over the design period. I appeal to the users of the facility, especially drivers, to adhere to the various road safety measures put in place for the safe use of the facility. The modernization of Ghana is steadily gathering momentum, and I entreat all Ghanaians to join hands in building the Ghana we want. Accordingly, ladies and gentlemen, I have the great pleasure to declare the Pokwase interchange duly commissioned. future great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Your Excellency, the ever-knowing popular flag bearer of the Ghana Freedom Party was nodding in admiration as you made your statement. Madam Ekuadonko, we acknowledge your presence. There she is in admiration. Thank you very much, Madam Ekuadonko. At this juncture, at this juncture, we shall take the vote of thanks from the Member of Parliament of this constituency, Trobu constituency, in the person of the Deputy Minister for Fisheries, Aquaculture and Aquaculture Development, Honorable Moses Enim.
Thank you, MC. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. With your permission, I humbly and respectfully stand in all previous protocols. I am the most happiest person this morning, and I'm extremely grateful to give the vote of thanks. First and foremost, we thank the Almighty God, the creator of heaven and earth and everything in it, for granting physical and spiritual support for the completion of this 4-tier historic interchange, and also for bringing this occasion ceremony to a successful end. Mr. President, on behalf of the chiefs and queen mothers, Ghana, the good people of Ghana municipality, Trobu constituency, we remain indebted to you, Mr. President. We're so grateful to you for this project. You took time off your busy schedule, visited this project, and made sure that the project line is being taken, being constructed in the interest of this country. Your belief in protecting the public pest has been demonstrated by this construction of this project. Mr. President, as part of the storm drain, there is a 2-kilometer storm drain that trapped the Sunkwa River from the Guaco to the Nsaki River, a traditional heritage of the chiefs and queen mothers of this tradition. They call that spot Anuanya, which is now become a traditional heritage. Hitherto, the place was dilapidated, but today, the construction of that storm drain has brought a beautiful edifice to Anuanya as we speak today. And we're going to take advantage of that traditional heritage and make sure that it becomes a tourist attraction center for the community. Mr. President, we also want to thank the African Development Bank for the support for funding. We want to thank the Ministry for Roads and Highways, the Minister, the Urban Roads, the engineers for their supervision and for their debt supervision and making sure this construction work comes to a successful end. Mr. Speaker, the consultant as well, we thank him. We thank the contractors. We thank the community, the project affected people as well, the cooperation and the support that the entire community gave. We are grateful to the government of MPP, and Mr. President, we assure you that 2024, breaking the 8, As much as we continue to give MPP maximum vote here, and we gave you a difference of 32,000. Taking John Mahama's vote from your vote, we had a remnant of 32,000 left. We're going to double it coming 2024. And the breaking of the 8 years is coming on, and we know we can. We also give thanks to the Vice President as well. The Vice President, Alhaji Baumia, we give maximum thanks to him for his support. So we thank you so much for coming, and we thank everybody. We thank Mau na yirami nyuma join your fan akewoba onupa fan ne ba bia nyuma join eradi hire ne pe Mau sogbolisa nele benamikata medamasi bebre nyame hira mo. Amen.
Thank you very much, the very verbose Honorable Moses Enim, MP for Trouble constituency. Before we take the national anthem, we shall receive the closing prayer from His Eminence, Sheikh Dr. Osmanu Nuhu Sharbutu.
I'm grateful to God and to the President for this wonderful edifice. Your Excellency, we are grateful to you for this project, and we are also grateful to the contractor who constructed it. For any town to develop, streets and drains are very important. The leadership of the Kingdom, all the Nime and the Name, for your support given to this, the work on this project, we are grateful to you. I'm praying that may God give success to the hands of His Excellency the President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo in any policy, project intended to bring comfort and prosperity to the people of Ghana. I pray for him to succeed. May Allah be his support. May Allah protect him. Whatever he intends of good things that will come to the country, may Allah help him to be able to achieve it.
Allahumma ja'al baladana Ghana baladan amina mutma'inna. Amin. اللهم اجعل بلدنا غانا بلدا آمنا مطمئنا وسائر البلدان وبذر رئيس جمهورية غانا نانا أكوفو-أدو بالسر لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن مهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله ما يشركون سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين آمين 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 آمين.
At this juncture, we shall remain seated while we get to the very critical stage of this program. It shall be the inspection of project exhibition, then the commissioning. To help His Excellency and the selected ministers of state to do this will be the acting president of the Ghana Traditional Council, Sempe Manche, and the Pokwase Manche. To join him, do this all-important assignment. The Sempe Manche and the Pokwase Manche to join His Excellency the President, do the inspection of the project exhibition. One, two, okay. One, two.
Your Excellency, the project, like we indicated, is a 4-tier interchange.
Hello.
The ground level is the first tier, and that moves traffic from Accra to Nsawam. Now, when you want to go onto the second tier, if you're moving from Accra to Awoshi, then you have to use the second tier. So you come, there's a loop that connects you to Awoshi. You can also, on the second tier, do a right turn towards Kwabenya. From Nsawam, if you want to go towards Kwabenya, you come up on the ram, do a loop towards Kwabenya, and that same second tier can do a right turn towards Awoshi. The third tier will take you from Awoshi towards Nsawam. So coming from Awoshi towards Nsawam, the commuter will have to go onto the third tier. It's the same way from Kwabenya towards Accra. You have to come onto the third tier. So the two levels down, second tier, third tier. And Awoshi towards Kwabenya is a fourth tier. So this is the project as constructed today from the original 3-tier that was originally designed. And this we were able to construct at the same price as the 3-tier interchange that was constructed. As part of this project, the government is fencing the Boa forest, which is a sacred forest for the Gan state, as well as doing some ICT and some other development within the Gan municipality area. Your Excellency. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, you all. powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you are denying funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you are denying funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Agreement is not being done out of a vacuum. There were men and women and being led by President Issoufou to make sure that all of this is done. The ratification of the member states enable us to really build into the dream of Agenda 2063, a united and prosperous Africa that we all belong and we want to be part of. So what's going to happen this coming Friday? To show the celebration and to show the honor that we bestowed to this president. We will first have an official program that will start taking place at our own secretariat. The host country, which is the country of Ghana, this wonderful government has given us a building where we operate at the Africa Trade Building, and that's where the first and the only celebrations are going to take place this Friday. We have invited about 8 presidents. We've confirmed as we speak right now 5 presidents that will be coming to also be part of the celebration. We have the president of Burkina Faso, we've got the president of the DRC, who is also the chairperson of the council at the moment, the president of Togo, and the president of Nigeria. And importantly, we also have some of the presidents sending their own ministers to represent as part of the celebration, like the president of Ivory Coast. We also have 2 former presidents, the guest of honor himself, and as I indicated, the former president of Nigeria. I think what is also important, colleagues, is also to appreciate the fact that normally these ceremonial occasions, very few presidents will take time out to really spend and come and say to another former president or even a present president, job well done. But we see this being led by your own president, our host, President Anna. He is going to participate and be part of the program. It is an honor for us because we are hosted by you. We are hosted by this government. To see the level of participation and the level of support that we've received thus far, it's sincerely appreciated. And we want to say thank you, not only to the Deputy Minister and the department, but to the government of Ghana. We will have the formal program taking place at the first level, at the conference center, as I indicated, in our building. In that formal program, obviously we will hear words of encouragement and celebratory remarks that will come from the different presidents, and the guest of honor himself will deliver the keynote address. Immediately after that, we'll go on the statue itself, where the statue will be officially unveiled, and the guest of honor will, for the first time, see this beautiful statue of himself. Some have asked questions, why are we doing this? Are we creating a cult of personality following? We're doing this because it's important. The history that we talk about, the history that our kids will refer to, it's a history that we are creating today to celebrate the leadership that we say. And that's why it's important. We want every member of the continent, when they come to the head office of trade in the continent, to see this beautiful stature of this champion and to appreciate that it was not a miracle. I'm a South African, and sometimes when we talk about even our own politics, we refer to the fact that there were men and women who dedicated. It's exactly the same thing that's happening. For us to find ourselves in this position where we're talking about creating, hopefully in the future, a one centralized union for the continent, is because of the leadership of these kind of presidents that we have. So the statue will be a beautiful reminder that it was and it still is possible to have the kind of leadership that we are blessed with at the moment. Immediately after that, then the heads of states will be hosted to a lunch by our own president of the country. And that is also another example of the kind of relationship we have with the host country itself. Ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, that's what will be happening on Friday. But let me just take this opportunity, Deputy Minister, to also talk about this organization that I've referred to as the Secretariat. We are a hub, and we see ourselves as a place where each and every African who's interested in trade, including those who might not even be, to see the beacon of hope for an integrated Africa, to see an Africa that understands itself. It took more than 50 years for the EU to come together. It took us less than that. And it's primarily because of the dedication, the vision that the leadership of this continent has had. We might talk about political freedom, which is important. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. But now we're talking about the transformation of our economies. It's important because all of us need to appreciate it is not a sprint, but a marathon that we together have to run. And we believe strongly that in partnership with our host country, that is going to materialize. Thank you, Deputy Minister.
Thank you so much, Ms. Koza, for that insightful presentation. And we also want to thank the Secretariat for spearheading economic transformation on the continent by facilitating intracontinental trade. On that note, I would like to invite questions, if any. So, colleagues, if you have, or friends, if you have any questions for Ms. Koza or the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, kindly show by hand so that we can take your questions and then go for her responses. Any question? Please, if there are no questions, I will use the opportunity to say thank you to Ms. Koza and also to Mr. Kandapa from the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat for joining us this afternoon. We hope to see you on Friday and also to participate in the ceremony. So thank you so much for joining us. So we now move to the second part of today's press briefing, which is to listen to the Director General of Ghana Health Service on COVID management and related issues, and also to take questions and go for his responses. Before he joins us on the podium, I would like to acknowledge some dignitaries who have joined us this afternoon. So as I mentioned earlier, we have the Director General of Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaje, with us this afternoon. We also have Dr. Abedisa Kodie, who is a consultant in public health, physician, and also at Ghana Health Service. We also have Dr. Asiedu Bekwe, who is the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. On that note, I would like to invite the Director General to give us update on the COVID-19 management. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister, colleague directors, members of the media. Good afternoon once again. We've come once again to take you through the current update of the COVID situation in the country. I'll give you an overview. I'll talk to you about the epidemiology, the caseload in Accra, which remains the epicenter, the school situation, and just a little update on Achimota situation, vaccination, and then the current outlook. That is a summary of where we are and what we need to do. There's been a gradual increase in the active cases over the past 4 weeks, as we are all aware. We have more than 2,000 active cases, and we have an average case count of about 120 cases, mainly in Accra, Greater Accra, and Ashanti. Severe and critical care cases still, however, remain low, but it's not like, let's say, 4 weeks ago. We are having some increase, but still not high. Greater Accra and Ashanti regions are driving the outbreak in the country. Almost all the cases are in this. Once in a while, we have a few cases in Eastern and other places. We have report outbreaks. Mainly, this outbreak has been more of clusters. We have them in schools and workplaces. For the past 6 to 8 weeks, we've not had vaccination, and that's one other situation. And as we are all aware, adherence to protocol is generally low, and this is a call that we need to be able to take that seriously, especially in the wake of the current changes. So in summary, as at the 11th of July, we've had about 98,114 cases with 94,700 plus recoveries. We've tested more than 1.3 million people. As we speak now on our dashboard, we have 2,512 active cases. And as you understand, that is the number of people who are currently carrying the virus, with overall positivity rate of 7.3%. We've had a death of about 806. The last time I was here, the death was about 799 thereabouts. So we've had about 6 more since the last time we updated the data. Just a summary to just show you that it's a Greater Accra and Ashanti region is where we have most of the cases. The next epic curve, which I'm sure we are now, our journalists are all getting used to understand. You can see that in the last few days, there's a slight increase in the number of cases. We are hoping that we are able to control this by adhering to the protocols and bring it down. At the same time, you can see the number of active cases going up. We peaked about 8,000 somewhere in February, March this year, but we are also starting a rise to about 2,500, as I mentioned. Because the numbers the tests are usually batched, the number of the reporting may not be exact day, but if you have a 7-day moving average, you can see that even that also shows that our numbers are increasing. So that's it for the general population. But when it comes to the arrivals, we also started seeing a slight increase, which I'll show you later. We've so far had about 1,997 people testing positive on arrival. We've tested more than 366,000 people. Positivity rate is lower than the general community population, which is about 0.55, and the males account for the larger proportion of the cases. If you go to the next slide, you can see that I'm sure you saw when we had the spike, the India, Dubai spike, you saw the increases of the was picked up. You can see that we have also been seeing some slight increase in the report at the airport. The last time we were here, we explained to you that we have an outbreak in the sub-region in other countries and most of Africa. About 50% at the time of all the positive at the airport came from two countries, Sierra Leone and Liberia, and we mentioned them so that we are all cautious. So far in July, we have reported 100 cases compared to 144 in the whole of June. We are still not in the middle of July yet, so the projection is that they are likely to report more cases than we reported last month. But that also tells you that is sensitive to the changes around you. And so as they have spikes around you, you also see that more cases are picked at the airport. Okay, so in terms of the caseload, you can see that okay, let me use this one. Admissions in Greater Accra. You can see there's a slight increase as you go on. The critical cases are not significantly increasing, but it tells you that we are having some surge in the number of cases, which is, of course, represent a proportion of those who are positive. So what's happening also in our schools? A total of 363 schools have recorded cases. We have so far cumulatively recorded 2,323 cases in our schools since school reopened in January. 92.8% of them have recovered. There are about 166 active cases among students in 4 regions. That's Ahafo, Ashanti, Greater Accra, and Eastern Region, and 1 case in Oti. Overall, in the schools, Volta region has recorded the highest number of cases, accounting for about 512 cases across since school reopened, whilst Northeast has not recorded any case since school reopened in January. The next table just gives you the details of the number of cases per region. I think the last time we were here, we spent a lot of time on Achimota, so we just want to give you an update on where we are. In summary, a total of 1,173 students and staff have been sampled and tested in the school. The result available is 1,157, so that's nearly all. And we recorded 195 positives, and that's also part of the numbers that have caused our active cases to go up. 157 of them were boarders, 32 were day students, and 6 were staff. And 120 have recovered, and we have an active case of 75. Some of them are being isolated in school, very few are home, and then the rest are also at the National Isolation Center in Pantine. We wanted, because the event of the Delta, we needed to ensure that we have a different strategy to quickly contain it. So we did what we call strategic testing, which is outside our clear policy. That's why we tested all day students and staff, just to make sure that we are able to contain the condition in the school. Out of the 634 strategy, we had 36 positives, and then 13 of them are still pending because we continue to take some samples still. So like I said, 14 of them are in at-home care. 145 of them have been isolated in schools. Some of them have been discharged anyway back to school. And that gives the total number 159. 107 has recovered. Those in isolation, those in the home care, 13 have recovered and come back to school. And then so we have a total active cases of 39 currently. So that's the one at home and then the 38 in school. I think we are all aware that we have, in the last 4 weeks, we have been experiencing an increase. And of course, with the fast-spreading Delta also becoming part of a lot has to be done. What we are doing is enhancing risk communication, and we are providing information about the areas of protocol, mask wearing, which is very, very low now. You go to town, I don't see anybody wearing a mask. The social distancing and avoiding the large crowds. This is something that we need to do, and this exercise is part of what we are trying to do, ensure that we as media men also remind people about the importance of protecting, because this disease, you need to have an individual responsibility and community responsibility beyond what the health sector will be doing in terms of providing you the public health measure that can use to apply to prevent spread. We are also identified COVID champions to really support adherence of the protocols, and so very soon we'll be seeing a few more people who will be part of the discussion to encourage more people to wear. For the schools, we are engaging stakeholders. We've engaged a few PTAs, religious bodies, organized groups, to ensure that we enhance the use of the protocols, especially in workplaces and in schools where we felt that some of them are relaxed. We want to enhance triaging in health facilities so that where people come with respiratory conditions, they are quickly isolated and tested or triaged before they are added to the general population in the hospital. We never close down our holding centers. We are holding them at bay in case, but we are hoping that we don't get there. So that's why we are asking that everybody adapts to the protocols that we have experienced, that we have been sharing with you. As you can see, we are doing more testing because we have also enhanced our contact tracing rapidly to be able to contain and reduce the spread. Like I said, we are having more cluster spread now. But if we are not careful, we will move into generalized community spread. That's why we have a major spike. So let's try and contain where we have. Vaccination is an important aspect of the containment of this disease. And so far, we have vaccinated 1,271,393 people. The breakdown is that of this number, 865,000 plus have had one dose, and 405,000 plus have had their second dose, that they are fully vaccinated. What we are looking at is the difference of almost 400,000 more people who needs to be vaccinated, given their second dose. So I just move to the next slide. What is our preparation for further vaccines? Vaccines, we are expecting about 1.2 million Pfizer vaccines from COVAX through the US through the COVAX for us. And we are hoping that later by middle of August, it should be available for that. We also, as mentioned earlier, about 250,000 doses of AstraZeneca will be coming in for the second dose of those people. But obviously, we continue engaging other options to ensure that we have enough to cover all those who are waiting for their second dose. For Johnson & Johnson, we have an agreement with AU for about 17 million doses. We are expecting that by middle of August or end of July, they mentioned that maybe by end of July we may get some sample. But I think because of all this schedule and changes, we are just making it tentative. But if it happens, that's what we are all hoping for, so that we can start giving some Johnson & Johnson as part of the dose. But to prepare for more vaccines, we have had to upgrade our cold chain facility, especially the ultra-negative cold chain, which can store Pfizer, Moderna, and the other newer vaccines that we talked about. So far, with our collaboration with Zipline, we have the capacity to store about 1.7 million doses out there. Yesterday, we received 16 ultra-negative cold chain vaccines that will be distributed to all regions to ensure that we are able to vaccinate all people. And then we are expecting additional deliveries of delivery vans and fridges bought by the government to augment our capacity across the country. So, Honorable Deputy Minister, in summary, ladies and gentlemen, our outlook is that the active cases have seen an increase in the midst of peer adherence to the COVID safety protocols. The Delta variant presents a threat and is currently a threat, and that is probably leading to the wave that we are having. And so we do not need any additional protocols because we have Delta or anything. All we need to do is to continue with our wearing of our mask, ensuring that we're doing our social distancing, we are clean, washing our hands, or using sanitizing our hands, and avoiding crowds. And I think with that we can break the transmission in Ghana. Thank you very much.
And thank you for the wonderful work that you are doing for Mother Ghana. And I'll only add my voice to Ghanaians, to what you've said to Ghanaians, that we all need to adhere to the protocols to ensure that we are able to bring this COVID situation under control. And on that note, I would like to invite questions, if any, and then go to Dr. Patrick Kumar Boaji for his responses to the questions. Please, if you have a question, kindly raise your hand. Me pacho se opese obisa asema mpacho ma onsa so na yemfre obisa wasema ewi ani akoje anu yie wo Dr. Hono Mabro. Any questions, please? Yes. Your name and media house, and then you proceed to ask your question.
Good afternoon, Honorable. Pastor Efremi Opoku, Ifri Kingdom FM. My question is, you say free time COVID ne ekostronya President ba na o address on how you share who by free time who say new variant by Delta variant by YNT President nka. Say if the health team no in a brief president in we and I didn't na president acha as I want me address this nation. But that's it.
Sure. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Honorable. My name is Paul Nyujedalafu. I report for Daily Statesman. And my question is, we understand the Delta variant is one of the fastest spreading virus in Africa and the world as well. I want to find out from the Director General as to whether we are up to testing the general public to ascertain what will be the results. Thank you.
Please, if you can, Doc, you got a question. Did you get his question?
I got a question.
Okay, thank you. Please go ahead.
My name is Al-Hassan Membasir, reporting for Marhaba FM. Marhaba FM, Hausa speaking radio station. I would like to ask, with the different brands of COVID-19 vaccines, how is the efficacy? That's what I would like to know from you. Thank you very much.
I'm John from Finder. Doug, please, we are hearing that our ICUs are becoming full. So my question is, how are our facilities coping with it? Thank you.
Okay, so we'll take the first set of questions and go for responses and come back to you. Doc,
Thank
please.
you very much. I'm sure the very first question. First question, the MC message, you know. Me sure say President Betty. Say also Kasa. Obekasa. But I'm saying you are Delta and can't start a boy home by. Yes. Our test so far, is able to, we have actually expanded our testing. Currently, we have about 43 sites that can test for COVID across the country. We started with 2. And whether it's Delta, Alpha, or Beta, or whatever, the tests are efficient and they can actually test and identify them. So, on the issue of the efficacy of the vaccines, yes. They are all, currently all vaccines are able to deal with all vaccines, in all the variants, including the Delta. And one thing I mentioned yesterday is the fact that for the number of people who are, as it were, falling sick severely and getting admission, none of them is vaccinated. And so that tells you that the vaccine is really protective. And so whether it's Delta or not, they are not vaccinated. And it's a global information that it works for the efficient all for them. Not all vaccines have the same level of sensitivity. Some of them are 94%, some of them are 76%, some of them are even in their 50s. But once a large number of people are vaccinated, they are protected. Our ICUs are not full. Let me give an example. Ridge has 16-bed ICU. As we speak now, there are only 3. I wouldn't say only. There are 3 cases there. Yesterday there were 8. There are 5. Yesterday there were 8. 3 have been discharged. 2 more have been discharged today. And so that's what brings the number to about 3. Ghana East has about 19 cases currently on admission, 6 in ICU. We have more than 20 ICU beds in, so it's not full. These are just the 2 areas I can talk about. There's a plan to upgrade further with support from the COVID fund, increase the ICU capacity at Ridge Hospital very soon to add that. So both Accra and Kumasi, yes. Like I said, the critical cases have increased, but we are not overwhelmed yet, and we don't hope to be overwhelmed. And our ICU beds are not full. Yeah, the last time there was some circulation going on, ICU full, ICU. In fact, the doctor said he never said that, so it's really not full. And there is enough oxygen for the current cases that we have there. So that's just to let you know. So ICUs are not full.
So please, we'll come for the next set of questions, if any. Please go ahead.
All right, my name is Kweku Asante, Joy News. So I have 2 questions. One for Director General on our testing capacity. Currently, there are those who have said that if we were testing as we used to, we'll probably detect more cases. So what is our current testing capacity? I mean, especially the gap that people have said exists now between what we are doing now and the past. And then the second one is to the Deputy Information Minister on the attacks on some journalists in the country. This week, Kennedy Japan Honorable have threatened a multimedia journalist, asking people to beat him up. We've not heard anything so far from government. Is there anything the Deputy Minister want to share on that? Thank you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Dr. Awaji. I read a piece a friend sent to me. A doctor in the US is saying that in 2 years' time, those who are taking the medicine, vaccinating, may get some side effect, who may be very disastrous. I don't know if it has come to your notice. If it is the case, how do you deal with such a situation? And then, Deputy Minister, I want to find out, because the President said that when you are organizing funeral, only 25 people should go. Churches, 2 hours. But like you are saying, today people have flouted the law. Some judges are going beyond even 3-4 hours. And nothing's happening to them because the President brought EI as it were, to regulate some of these things. But it looks as if everything has been left haywire. So what the government doing, as it were, to bring back some of these things so that the incidents will go down? And Dr. Abodi, my second question. From what we are seeing now, are we going to experience a third upsurge? Do you anticipate that? Do you foresee that coming? Thank you.
Please, we'll take, okay.
Good evening. Akokraba Kasapa FM. Sir, Chairman of the ECOWAS Committee, President Nana Danko Kufuor, say African countries in Yamo Modini Asibitimi are self-sufficient to manufacture a vaccine. I think so. No, nominate and I say vote you into UN Security Council. No, Onunyam for Shelly Yokobuchi can say Adiaba Kombutima na Omabuani say Africa bitimi a manufacture vaccine. Yebisa say. Director General for Ghana Health Service, ye process and simple no medical come say the be between ye vaccine no akwakwisi sen be that say.
Okay. So
thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Yeah, our testing capacity. I mentioned that we have moved from 2 testing sites about more than 43. Our ability to test is enormous, both public and private. I will not be able to tell you in terms of figures, but I think we have excess capacity in testing. Testing comes with a policy. The policy of testing is that you have a case, you do their contacts, and you follow up. Our studies from the early phase of the initial search gave us an average of 11 contacts per person. So if you are getting 800 cases per day, the total number of tests you do is certainly going to be more than if you are getting 100 or 120. So the testing we are doing is still sensitive enough to pick up the cases. That's why when there's a wave, we pick it up. And once you start picking a case, you go around and test them. We had a few cases in Achimota. We've done nearly 2,000 tests. And all of them, results came within 48 hours. And so that tells you that our testing capacity has increased and also become very efficient. So I don't think that because we are having a wave now, we should just pitch camp and start testing everybody. I don't think that people like to be tested. I mean, I don't know whether you have done a test before, and when your text message comes, how is it to open your book, your phone and check what the results were? So we have a policy, and that's what we are following. Well, I don't know whether the American doctor told you how he got his information from what will happen in 2 years. I mean, not 1 year, but in 2 years. Yeah, every medication, I'm sure, if you buy paracetamol and you pull out the leaflet in it, you see the list of side effects that is written. It is possible that there will be side effects. We've seen some here. We've told you which ones they are. But nobody can forecast that there's something serious is going to happen. And these have been tested, and this is not new. This is a global system, so I don't believe that we should fall for those speculations. Yes, the protocols, I believe that we all have an individual responsibility. I'm sure now when you come to town, you don't spend more than 2 hours. I remember you told me that you can't wear mask for 2 hours. I don't know if we have some experience now, but I think we all have to adhere to the protocols. The mask wearing, hand washing, especially workplaces. Let's make sure that we have done the decongestion, we have the sanitizer at the right places, the flow of people are also controlled. In schools, the number of people go to dining hall at a time. We have said parents or people should not visit boarding schools, all the same, to ensure that these things are help us. And so, yes, there's a surge. Whether it's going to be a third wave or not depends on what we do. If we abide by the protocols, this can be averted. I said that currently it's in clusters. If it's in clusters, it happens in Achimota school, it happened in another school in Kumasi, it happened in some hospitals, it happened in a workplace, and they together account for a significant number of the number of positives that we have received since so far. But if we are able to adhere by the protocols as have been prescribed, we as a people will be able to avert a third wave and also save all. Of course, the next most important thing is provide our self-immunity by making sure that we have enough vaccines for everybody. And that's how, despite the wave in some countries, they are able to contain the number, because a significant number of people have been vaccinated. And that's our aim, to ensure that we get vaccines for everybody. Vaccine production, there's a lot of work is going on. Vaccine production, I don't think is just something you do in a very short time. It requires a lot of research, a lot of, and there's a committee and there's a group that's currently working seriously to ensure that we have the capacity and the systems in place to produce vaccines in the medium term to come. Not just COVID vaccine, but other vaccines, and that's what their mandate is. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar-Boaji. But I think there was one question that was addressed to me in relation to the safety of journalists. And to my good friend, in response to your question, I would like to remind you that quite recently, just a few months ago, the Honorable Minister for Information went to the NMC's old office to launch the Office of the Coordinated Mechanism on the Safety of Journalists. It's in anticipation of some of these allegations or threats or alleged threats that the office was set up. My understanding is that your institution has already reported this particular issue to the NMC and also to the police. We have set up these institutions, and it is our belief that some of these issues that you have already referred to them will be addressed properly on those platforms. Thank you. Please, we'll take the last set of questions, if any. And if there are no questions, I would like to thank Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaji and his team for joining us here at the Ministry of Information this afternoon, and to my friends who were here to ask questions and also to engage Dr. Kumar-Boaji, and also our earlier guest who came from the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. I say thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And I plead with our colleague journalists that please, let's preach adherence to the protocols to help all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Powers and principalities. There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you're denying funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you're denying funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
can I say? Congratulations. The media these days is not easy. I think that you guys are doing your very best. And when I look at the team of people who are doing this work, I can only congratulate you and hope that this team will maintain and move on to achieve much greater things. But congratulations, you're doing a good job.